Even one of the most well-paid actors on the planet has a few regrets about his career. Here's what Robert Downey Jr. lamented about leaving Iron Man. Even when you're ready to move on, it can be difficult to leave a job that you've been in for a while. In the case of Robert Downey Jr., who played Tony Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for over a decade, this was certainly the case. After a long and complicated career in Hollywood, Downey transcended into a higher plane of stardom when he took on the role of charismatic arms manufacturer Tony Stark in Iron Man back in 2008. At the time, there was no guarantee that the film would be a success, or that the whole Avengers gambit that the then new Marvel Studios was betting on would actually pay off. After all, Iron Man was hardly a fan-favorite comic book character to begin with, and the superhero genre had been hit or miss at the box office for years. But when it worked, it really worked, and following the massive phenomenon of that first film, Downey stepped back into the armor and played the character dutifully over the course of 8 more movies, plus an uncredited cameo in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. In doing so, he helped to create one of the movie industry's biggest money-making franchises of all time, and become one of Marvel's most valuable players in the process. But eventually, even the most fun and lucrative role can become creatively stifling. Any actor would begin to wonder about what other opportunities they were missing out on, and Downey, who had become the de facto face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, found himself starting to hunger for something different. As Downey revealed in an interview with the New York Times magazine, the question quickly became, how long is too long to spend in a single role? You start to wonder if a muscle you have hasn't atrophied. After exclusively appearing as Tony Stark for several years, the actor dove headfirst into his big non-Marvel role, which turned out to be the disastrous Doolittle. Though he and his team had been excited by the possibility of him headlining a project the star hoped would become a big, fun, well-executed potential franchise, it didn't turn out that way. Nor was it the type of project you'd want to tackle in order to prove to yourself that you can still hack it as an actor.
Respect.
It was a relief then when he was approached by Christopher Nolan to play the petty, vindictive Louis Strauss in Oppenheimer. The role saw his character spend decades nursing a one-sided grudge against Cillian Murphy's J. Robert Oppenheimer and earned Downey an Academy Award. The actor admitted that he had concerns about tackling such a part after spending so much time embodying Marvel's Tony Stark, a character that had relied on what he refers to as his go-to things. It's the fast-talking, charming, unpredictable, blah blah blah, or as my very close friend Josh Richmond, a character actor, used to say, I made my bones playing Milo, the offbeat buddy. But ultimately, Oppenheimer made him eager to embrace the challenge, which would strip him of any affectations he could lean on as a crutch. It was a gamble, it would seem, that paid off, given the astronomical success of the film. Now Downey gets to have his cake and eat it too, having the validation of giving an Oscar-winning performance and then getting another absolutely massive Marvel paycheck for his upcoming performance as Dr. Doom. Not too shabby.